we can really do every day something new, that we can play with the knowledge what we have and build then new possibilities.
Your research topics are very broad, so how do you pick what you follow up in research?
So of course what is interesting at the moment, but it should still be coherent. I think that is very important. Therefore the nanocapsules is something like a red thread throughout the entire research we are doing, and we combine that with different features what we can use then. And therefore it is focused on one hand side, but we also have then different kinds of applications.
Can you say something about one of your research topics that you think is particularly exciting at the moment?
Oh, I think we have two exciting really topics at the moment. This is first of all nanocapsules for directly biomedical application, that we teach nanocapsules how to really find the target in the body. And the other one is really to use these nanocapsules for constructing artificial cells.
Mm-hmm. Can you see in your students if that person would become a good researcher, or is that something students can train?
Oh, definitely. Students can train this, and they do train that. So usually if they come from university, from the studies, so they are taught there how to do certain experiments in a very defined manner. And usually they are really afraid of doing something new, what is unexpected. And therefore, if it's not expected, they often say, oh, it doesn't work. And I think only in the first years of their, in the first year of their studies here for the PhD thesis, then they learn step by step that they have to accept that things don't work as expected, and that let them grow then. Mm. So that means you really see a very nice growing over the years, and that makes them really good good researchers.
Mm. And so how important do you think are role models or maybe mentors for a career?
I think for most of the people it's super important to have mentors, so that really that they can discuss together with the students, that they and we have to discuss in a very open manner. I think that is very important, that we can really look at the results and then look how we can combine them together. Mm. So it should never be a punishment in this way, so that something didn't work, but how could we also see that from a different point of view, and just having different perspectives on the results. And I think that is what you can teach people, and how they grow then step by step also during their research. And in many cases that works very nicely. You see that sometimes it takes maybe 1 year, sometimes 2 years, but in most of the cases you really see a development.
Mm. And you have a great career, so what would you say is our main aspects for being so successful?
Oh, that's very difficult to say. What is I would say never give up, and always be pragmatic and optimistic.
Okay, great. And what excites you most about your field of research?
That we can really do every day something new. That we can play with the knowledge what we have and build then new possibilities, new nanocapsules. So, and also think of different applications and different possibilities. How to understand, of course, also how the nanocapsules are built.
Hmm. And you're also doing lots of other activities, like, for example, I saw a video where you explain art in a museum in Frankfurt. You often have lectures where there are also young children or the public involved. How do you find time for doing all of this, and what do you enjoy most about this?
So I think it's very important that we don't stay really inside a small institute and just in the community, but we have to go out and really transport science to the public. And that's the reason why I really go to schools to open lectures and really then look what could be of interest for people, because usually people say, okay, it's chemistry, I'm afraid of chemistry, but in principle chemistry is something really very useful and very nice, and if I can combine that with something like art, so then we can see how, for example, dispersions can be combined with art. So that means my own research topic can be directly also seen in art and can understand maybe from a different point of view than art.
And does this also lead to new ideas for your own research then?
Oh yes, definitely, because of course that is something what then comes in your mind, and then you say, okay, it could also be combined in a different way in the research topic. That is, of course, whatever you have thought then will somehow influence also your research topic.
And what do you enjoy most about your group?
The group is it's a very international group, and I like really to work with them in a team. So the team spirit is just great, and of course we have to work always on the team spirit, but that is what fascinates at the end the most, that you can really do research in a team and also celebrate successes of the team and with the team.
What do you value most on your colleagues?
So I value very much that we can talk about research in a very critical way as well, so that we can discuss from different views, and that we can also fight for certain aspects together. Yeah, that is, I think, also very important. It's a very loyal way of doing then research together, and I think it's always very good to inspire each other.
You also are very active in advancing careers of excellent female scientists. Can you say a few words about that?
Yeah, I think that is very important to have role models, so that was very important for me at that time. Therefore, we thought 10 years back it would be great to have a Schiemann-Kolleg, and the Schiemann-Kolleg really foster the careers of young female scientists who want to really become a professor, director, or leading researchers in the field. And I did that within the Max Planck Society, but it's not limited to the Max Planck Society, that we can really then have a great mentorship for the young female scientists.
And do you think that currently the scientific culture is open enough, or so that you can combine family and research?
So I think it's getting more and more open, but still there's enough room for improvement possible. But I think what is the most important is everybody has to adjust it for their own need, because there is no really, it's never the same situation. And therefore you have to look how you could do that. And I think what I did, I never expected someone else solved the problems for me. But I always had ideas how to make it possible. And I think that's really was very important to understand for me.
And to me it also looks like you had a lot of courage, like doing things like you think you should do them now. Even if, I don't know, nobody else is maybe doing this
Yeah, in many cases there was no role model exactly for this purpose. Yeah, so I just brought the kids with me to certain business trips, and I had talks with them together. So, but I couldn't copy it from someone else. Yeah, so I just did it and said, okay, if I don't do it, then I wouldn't survive.
Yeah, so young scientists, what advice would you give them to hopefully become a successful researcher?
So first of all, I think never give up. So be encouraged to do things differently than it is expected, and try to find your way. So that you have to feel comfortable, and I think then it works out. But be optimistic. Otherwise, I think it's never going to happen.
Yeah, and I think in research you need optimism
all the time. All the time. Without optimism, and I also say to my students all the time, doesn't work, doesn't exist, because there's always a way out. So it doesn't work means, okay, maybe the flask broke. That is if it didn't work. But everything else, that is a result, and you can be open-minded in this direction and look what is possible really to learn for the future and for future experiments.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your questions.